Despite facing allegations of an affair, Georgia prosecutor Willis has decided against recusing herself from the Trump case, according to sources. Greetings and salutations to everyone. In today's video, we will be discussing the ongoing situation involving Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her decision not to recuse herself from the Georgia election subversion case, despite allegations of an affair with her lead prosecutor, Nathan Wade. Willis is determined to counter arguments made by Donald Trump and other co-defendants, asserting that defense attorneys seeking her removal are mistaken in their interpretation of the law. The extensive racketeering case is still awaiting a trial date, and Willis and her team are acutely aware of the diminishing time frame to proceed with the trial before the 2024 election. It is important to note that any changes in the prosecution team would likely result in further delays. Without any further delay, let us begin our discussion. According to sources familiar with the matter, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis intends to continue leading the Georgia election subversion case despite allegations of an affair with her lead prosecutor. Her decision is motivated in part by the concern that her resignation would effectively bring an end to the case against Donald Trump and his co-defendants. With no trial date set for the extensive racketeering case, Willis and her team are acutely conscious of the diminishing time frame to proceed with the trial before the 2024 election. Any alteration in the prosecution team would probably result in a delay of the proceedings, and it remains uncertain if another prosecutor in Georgia would be willing to undertake the case, considering its political and legal complexities. Since the initial emergence of allegations that Willis has financially profited from a romantic involvement with lead prosecutor Nathan Wade, she's been subjected to extensive public examination. Despite recommendations from certain legal professionals to disqualify herself from the case in order to preserve its integrity, sources informed CNN that she is unlikely to take such action. According to sources, Willis is gearing up to respond to arguments put forth by Trump and other co-defendants, not necessarily by challenging the claims regarding the relationship, but by asserting that defense attorneys seeking her removal are mistaken in their interpretation of the law. Although she has maintained a relatively low profile in the public eye since the accusations emerged, Willis has actively participated in shaping her office's official reply, as confirmed by a reliable source familiar with her involvement. By Friday, Willis is required to submit written rebuttals to the allegations made by Mike Roman, a former Trump campaign operative from 2020, who is also a co-defendant in the lawsuit, marking the beginning of a critical period in the proceedings. A hearing has been set by Judge Scott McAfee for February 15th, during which both parties will have the opportunity to present evidence pertaining to the accusations. In a previous report by CNN, it was stated that defense lawyers have issued almost 12 subpoenas in order to call potential witnesses to testify at the public hearing, including individuals such as Willis and Wade. Although there are individuals within the DA's office who believe that the chances of Willis testifying during the evidentiary hearing on February 15th are unlikely, sources admit that it is still a possibility that cannot be ruled out. Willis was summoned to appear in court for Wade's acrimonious divorce case in Cobb County, which has prompted the judge to postpone any ruling on whether she will be required to provide testimony. Wade was originally slated to give his testimony on Wednesday regarding accusations of concealing income from his soon-to-be ex-wife. However, on Tuesday afternoon, the dispute was temporarily resolved, bringing a sense of relief to certain individuals within the district attorney's office, according to a source familiar with the matter. While her primary objective is to concentrate on the legal aspects of the case, the accusations have inadvertently given certain political allies of Trump an opportunity to once again criticize Willis and the case. However, a reliable source familiar with the mindset within the DA's office expressed their bewilderment at the possibility of her removal. Despite the fact that neither Wade nor Willis are disqualified under Georgia law, Norm Eisen, a CNN legal analyst who previously served as White House ethics czar during the Obama administration, has urged for Wade to voluntarily recuse himself from the case, while not making the same request for Willis. Last month, Eisen, speaking to reporters, expressed his belief that it would be a prudent decision for Wade to step aside, although it is not obligatory from a legal standpoint. Eisen clarified that the allegations raised against Willis do not raise any doubts about his competence in handling the case. The future plans for Wade are currently uncertain. According to sources, there are no immediate intentions for Wade to step down. However, if he were to do so, Willis could either appoint another lead prosecutor or rely on her experienced team to ensure that the proceedings continue without any delays. In Wade's divorce case, credit card charges revealed that he had paid for 2 plane tickets for Willis, one to Miami and another to San Francisco. However, aside from this information, no other evidence has been presented to suggest any wrongdoing or illegal activity. Trump and his co-defendants argue that the alleged relationship and vacations, which they claim were funded by Wade, create a conflict of interest that disqualifies him from the case. It is worth noting that Wade has earned over $650,000 for his work on the case since 2021. CNN interviewed Robert James, the former DeKalb County District Attorney, who stated that he is personally acquainted with Willis and remains unconvinced that she violated any laws by engaging in an alleged improper relationship with her senior deputy. During a face-to-face interview with CNN, James expressed his belief that much of the literature he has come across serves as more of a diversion rather than providing substantial legal content. James expressed his uncertainty regarding the relevance of an alleged affair with a subordinate to the case, the facts, the evidence, or the actions of Donald J. Trump and other individuals mentioned in the indictment. During the process of selecting the jury, James recognized the potential influence that the allegations could have on the political landscape. According to James, the danger lies in the potential distractions caused by allegations of affairs, which can sway jurors' opinions and result in a biased view of the prosecutor, their office, and the case itself. Regardless of the evidence presented, this bias may lead jurors to refuse to convict. According to CNN, Anthony Michael Kreis, an assistant law professor at Georgia State University, expressed his belief that Willis has demonstrated poor crisis communication skills. However, Kreis also highlights the additional challenge Willis faces in the form of political pressure from partisan politicians in the state legislature, which is controlled by the GOP. Recently, Georgia lawmakers took a step further by voting to establish a special committee to investigate Willis. This action is part of a series of measures taken by the Republican-held state legislature in relation to the case, including a resolution put forth by one lawmaker calling for Willis's impeachment. It should be noted that Georgia's Republican governor, Brian Kemp, does not support this impeachment effort. While the committee will possess the authority to issue subpoenas, granting it some level of influence, it lacks the ability to disqualify Willis or terminate the case, and is limited to composing a report. According to Kreis, having a special committee in the Georgia legislature that possesses the authority to issue subpoenas is an extremely uncommon occurrence. This is not a regular practice in Georgia. Kreis believes that this could potentially have negative consequences, and at the very least it will cause significant difficulties for the DA's office. In an interview with CNN, Kreis expressed his belief that the actions taken by the Georgia legislature will not have a substantial impact on the case. But he did acknowledge their political symbolism and suggested they should be closely monitored. According to Kreis, the situation at hand can be categorized as an ethical dilemma at its most extreme. The utilization of taxpayer funds will undoubtedly raise concerns regarding its appropriateness, posing significant challenges in the realms of politics, public perception, and potential re-election. However, Kreis believes that the likelihood of any criminal repercussions arising from this is highly improbable. As Willis and a group of prosecutors under her guidance diligently prepare their written rebuttal to the accusations, additional members of the District Attorney's Office are focusing their efforts on addressing the remaining motions seeking dismissal of the case. According to sources, if Willis successfully overcomes the ongoing attempt to remove her from the case, it will pave the way for the resumption of proceedings, effectively putting the case back on its intended course. Expressing his intention to make a ruling on the pending motions before the end of February, McAfee has indicated that should these motions be denied, the case would progress into the phase of trial preparation. According to sources, in the event of a significant delay in the federal election case presided over by Jack Smith, the Fulton County DA's office expressed their willingness to request an earlier trial date than their original August proposal. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.